Welcome back to yet another brand new edition of the Savant Live. My name is Aslan, and yes, I am back in your lives once again with another brand new video. And this time, just like you guys asked for it, it's about automobile content. What are we going to talk about? As you probably would have seen from the title of the video itself, we are going to be discussing the Benelli 502C. The new cruiser offering from the Italian/Chinese brand in the Indian markets that seems to have got a lot of tongues wagging, including mine quite apparently. So we will get into the depths of this bike. Well, not really. You know, I'm not a reviewer as such anymore, but we will talk about the bike for sure. And I have a bit of an interesting take on it, which I think you might want to hang around for. So with that being said, let's jump right into this video about the Benelli 502C. So I'm not going to bore you with the numbers or the specifications because I'm pretty sure that you can look that up on any website. But in my opinion, I think the Benelli 502C is an incredible package, and it has some things going for it which not too many bikes have. It has incredible, drop-dead, gorgeous looks, even though there is a little bit of a condition supplied to that, which we'll talk about more in detail, but I'm sure the more discerning ones amongst you must have picked up what I'm hinting at. Apart from that, it seems very, very well built and high quality as well, and even though I haven't ridden one, I can pretty much tell you that it rides quite smoothly as well, because it again has a shared platform with some of the other Benelli bikes. And that is all of the stuff that it has going for it. In addition to that, I think it's been priced quite well. It's of course not as aggressive as the Dominar, but I think for what it is and the kind of value that it provides, I think it's a fair price that the Italian-Chinese conglomerate has proposed to us. Now, having said all of that, will it manage to displace the Bajaj Dominar, which clearly seems to be the market leader in that particular cruiser segment, is another conversation altogether, because keep in mind the Bajaj Dominar is a really, really solid bike in its own right. I love the one, especially with the electric green. I think that makes the bike look really premium. And of course, it has the assurance of the Bajaj branding and the easy to maintain aspect that goes along with it. But enough about the Bajaj Dominar. Let's talk a little bit more about the Benelli 502C, the star, so to speak, of this video. Speaking of stars, I have to tell you guys, especially, I hope most of you are old enough to get this reference. There's only one major problem with the Benelli 502C. Or maybe it's not a major problem, depending on your perspective. Maybe it's just a small, little, tiny, teeny, eeny, weeny, itsy bitsy problem. Regardless of how you look at it, the issue is the Benelli 502C is like the Harman Baweja of motorbikes. I'll keep quiet and I'll let that sink in for a second. Now, for those of you who are not old enough to get the reference and who might be wondering who the hell is Harman Baweja, ladies and gentlemen, Harman Baweja was a once upon a time Bollywood actor who made his debut sometime in the late 2000s, and he was a pretty handsome guy. Good looking, dapper, well built. And he was looking to make a mark for himself in Tinsel town, and he had one thing going for him apart from all of the attributes that I mentioned, or at least that's what he probably thought. He had a striking resemblance to Hrithik Roshan, and he did not do anything in his control to play it down. In fact, he played it up because he thought it was going to be a great thing. Unfortunately for him, it turned out to be completely the other way around, because he could never carve out a true identity for himself in this fickle world that we call Bollywood. And every time people looked at him, they thought, hey, you know, this guy looks like a poorer man's version of Hrithik Roshan. And he just got stuck and saddled and burdened with that identity crisis. And in spite of him having connections in Bollywood, in spite of his own dad being a Bollywood producer and director, the guy could just simply not make it big. That perception bias got stuck with the Baweja boy. And after doing 4 or 5 movies, he slowly faded away sometime about 7 or 8 years back. And that is exactly what could happen to this beautiful bike, the Benelli 502C, because whether you think it's fair or whether you think it's not, The world is a very perception-oriented place. At the end of the day, people want the original. People want the genuine article, and believe it or not, there's only space for one. There's only one Valentino Rossi. There's only one Sachin Tendulkar. There's only one Shah Rukh Khan. Similarly, there is only one Ducati Diavel. And anytime you see something that looks eerily similar to that, no matter how well made it is, no matter how well designed it is, no matter how much of a great value for money package it is, you're always going to think that it's a copycat. And if you buy one and you happen to swing your leg over it, you can be one of two kinds of people. You can either be the kind of person who's able to block out all of the noise, all of the perception bias, and you're able to put that key, turn on the ignition, and go on your merry way. And if you're that person, then congratulations to you, because 95% of people are not like that. 95% of the people are going to be influenced by what other people will think, and what they themselves will think is a bit of a compromise, because every single time you see someone out there with a Benelli 502C, you're probably going to think, at least for a microsecond, that, well, this is the best that they could do. They couldn't go for the real deal Holyfield. They couldn't go for the Ducati Diavel, which is the reason why they had to settle for an Italian Chinese remake of it. That's a very, very interesting proposition, and I actually hope that this bike succeeds for Benelli, but I think the chances of it are rather slim. What do you guys think about it? Let me know in the comment section below, and as far as I can, I'll kind of keep putting out more of this kind of content, even though it's short, even though it's very spiffy and just made in the spur of the moment. I'm going to try and do what I can to make sure that I'm a little more active on YouTube. In the meantime and in between time, if this is your first time around here, then don't forget to hit that subscribe button. If you're one of those old hands, then make sure that you smash that like button and share the video with as many people as you can. I'll see you the next time around with yet another topic. Until then, thank you so much for watching. Take care, ride safe, be good, and as always, have fun. Peace.